guys, welcome back to Nitro Licks. Today we're going to learn Rain on the Scarecrow by John Mellencamp. Alright guys, we're in E standard tuning, several different riffs and licks to go over, none of them difficult to play. I think most parts of the song have at least two guitar tracks going on at once. Just real quick before we get started though, I wanted to mention, because I think for this song in particular, it really will help tie things together for you. If you just think about an F sharp minor pentatonic scale, if you don't know what that is, that's fine. I'm just going to show you real quick, and then trust me, we'll get right to the lesson, but I think when you see this and as we get into the lesson, you'll see how it'll help you, okay? So that scale would be... Okay, so... Alright, so keep that in mind. So the first riff, well, riffs we hear in the song in the intro, we've got two riffs. We've got... Okay, and the other riff has the... See what I mean about that scale? First, let's go over. So B2 and E5, and then E4. So you stay on B2, but alternate between 5 and 4 on E. Okay, and then the other riff, the one that I guess you'd say is underneath that, is the... Again, that scale, right? So E2 once, A4 twice, D2 once, a little bit of a tug, and on D4. Right? So those are the main riffs in the song. I think when most people think of Rain on the Scarecrow, that's probably what they think of, okay? All right, and then the next rhythm part we have is this. That riff. There are kind of two versions of this riff. There's a simpler, more stripped down version that we hear in the verse. But in this intro, over the... First we have this on top of that, but then it switches to this on top of that. Right? So 2, bar across 2, top 3 strings. So the first time he plays this, it's... I think that's the only time he plays it that way, just that very first time. It's hard to hear, there's a lot going on. But I know he does it that first time. So you're barring across 2, and I take my pinky and add a double stop in on 5 on B and E. Hit it once, pull off, and then add in that G4, okay? That's just the first time. And then after that is... Hear the difference there? So it's land on those 5s, and then, like before, bring that ring finger down and add in your G4, but then you're going to pull off. You've got your pinky on B5 and then ring finger on G4. You're going to hit those and pull off to the 2s. So instead of, it's, okay, so. And then when the vocals come in, it's just that simple version. Like that. All right. Now we're into the chorus, 2 different parts again. I'll play them both for you real quick, and then we'll take them apart, okay? So the first one, the one that's a little easier here, most people probably think of, it goes. Okay, and then underneath that, you're gonna hear this. And then back to that, right? Okay, so those are the 2 riffs that are going on at the same time in the chorus. So let's start with the chords, the main rhythm. It's a D chord. If you don't know, that's open D, 2 on G, 3 on B, 2 on E. So just. See how I'm adding in an E5? And then that D twice more. And then you've got this little, so open D, 4 on A, A2, E5. And then it goes back into the, okay? So one more time. Okay. All right, and then over the top of that, you hear this. Okay. So first is G2. It's open B and E the whole time. Open B and E. So you've got slide in to 2 from 1 on G. And then slide into 4, G4. Keep that same pattern going. All right, so nice and slow. We're gonna slide into G2 from G1, open B, back to G2, up to that open E. Back to open B, down to your G2 again, back to that open B, and on that, right? So. And then slide from G2 to G4. Same thing. Stay here. And then here's where we go. Okay, so at the end of that, I added in a D4 with my ring finger and went open E, open B, G2, D4. Hey, real quick guys, hit that like button and or leave a comment if you're enjoying this lesson. All right, now we're gonna get into the guitar solo. On this one, the lead up into the solo, I'm sure most of you know this, you hear the okay, that's how you play that. Same as that first riff we learned, just an extended version of it, okay? All right, and then for the guitar solo, it sounds like this. So on the solo, it's D4, double stops on G2 and B2. Hit D4 once, tug on those twice, okay? You're going to do that 10 times. Do that, and then land on that D4. We come out of the guitar solo, all the rhythm section drops out. It's just the guitar and vocals, and it's before we go into the chorus for the last time. So the riff sounds like this. It's that one. F sharp power chord, E2, 4 on A and D, twice. And then right up to an A power chord, open A, and 2 on D, throw in G2 if you want, but, and then a palm mute, an open E, or a E power chord, open E and A2. Okay. And then at the end we hear this. So it's just B10, B9, E17, E16, and then land on that E17 for the end of the song. And that's how you play Rain on the Scarecrow. If you haven't already, subscribe to Nitro Licks Guitar Lessons now.